Hello. Welcome Facebook friends, followers, visitors, um, strangers. Welcome all. I am Samir Ranpara with Chatbot Marketing Center. I'm back here with one more Facebook Live. In this series of Facebook Live videos, we talk about Facebook Messenger bots, Facebook Messenger bots that are built for marketing. Um, so if you are joining live or if you're watching this replay, um, welcome and thank you for stopping by. Um, I encourage you to say hello in the comments below and ask me any questions. You can go through my timeline, Samir Ranpara. There are other videos that I have posted, recorded live replays. And for several days now, I've been talking about how to build messenger bots from scratch. You don't need to know anything. You don't need to have any technical knowledge. And I've been trying to teach very basic, simple steps, kind of taking the time and repeating stuff, covering very basics, not assuming you know any things in advance. So hopefully that is helpful. Give me feedback. I would greatly appreciate that. So having said that, we will continue what we have been talking in past couple of videos about broadcast messages. So there are several different types of messages or conversations that we can design within Facebook Messenger bots. And one of them is the broadcast type. And there are several different strategies that you can use when it comes to broadcast messages, and we have talked two of them in context of broadcasting an event, or mainly the event. Yes, you assuming that you have an event coming up. It could be you doing Facebook Live. That is a typical case where many business owners are using broadcast messages when they are doing Facebook Live, or when they have a webinar coming up. It could be any type of event. You can use the broadcast message as a reminder for that event. Although you want to be very careful and you want to maintain a good user experience, so your broadcast message strategy should be dictated by making sure that you are providing your followers, your subscribers, a good user experience. You're not just kind of repeatedly sending them messages, because that will annoy people and they will unsubscribe. So one strategy we talked was right before the event is about to start, you can send broadcast message and gauge their interest. Don't talk about the event right off the bat, because we have to make sure we adhere to Facebook terms of service agreements, and Facebook wants us to use them in a specific way. So imagine you only want to broadcast your followers when you have a newsworthy event, or you have something that is newsworthy that you want to tell them firsthand. That's what you have to keep in mind. So you just don't want to say that, hey, I have an event and why don't you come and join, because that's bit more intrusive, right? Like you are kind of trying to force your agenda. So you want to be more subtle. You want to be more kind of sensitive to your followers, right? Because they are busy, and messenger messages can be intrusive, because many people keep notifications on, although the trend will go down, because if we are more active and if more people are sending messages, then we can't have the messenger notifications on all the time. But at the same time, Messenger is the new inbox, our go-to place to look for messages. And you want to be careful, you don't want to abuse it, right? So first gauge interest. So first ask them, that there is something happening about the topic, whatever the topic of your event is. Mention that you have something coming up regarding that topic, and whether they're interested in that or not. And then if they're interested, you can say that, hey, the event is happening soon, and you can hop on over there. That's one strategy. The other strategy is sending the first broadcast message about 24 hours prior to the event, sending one earlier. Again, same thing, don't start with the details of the event. Ask whether they are interested in the subject matter. Talk about the topic, talk about like what transpired you to have that event, right? And ask them whether they would like a reminder when the event actually happens within a certain time frame. And if they're interested, then you can tag those people, and then when the event is about to happen, you can send them a reminder. So let me show you in this series of videos. What I try to do is share my screen and jump in and show like how I would set that up, and not talk too much, because I want to kind of I want these videos to be hands-on, where you can learn something and implement right away. So reminder, if you're watching this replay, I'm Samir Ranpara with Chatbot Marketing Center. In this series of videos, we talk about Facebook Messenger bots, how to build messenger bots, how to build marketing messenger bots that you can use in your business to increase the number of leads, to increase sales, increase conversions. So let's switch to the screen sharing mode, and so as you can see, we have been using this tool called ManyChat to build the messenger bot. And if you go to the left hand side of the ManyChat, then you are going to see the broadcast tab. I clicked on the broadcast tab, and you want to select the broadcasts under the broadcast tab, and there are a few drafts. So I'm going to open the content draft. This is something we built on one of the other live video, but I'm going to briefly mention. So I'm going to show you the strategy where you are asking them in advance, not right when the event is happening, but prior to event is happening. You are asking them for the interest, and if they're interested, we want to remind them when the event happens. So here what we did was the broadcast starts with this message that, hey, first name. Okay, we always try to customize and personalize the message because it's a better user experience. So, hey, first name, recently a lot of people have been asking about messenger bots and how to use them for marketing. Is this topic of interest to you? So this is following the guidelines that I've been kind of suggesting, that think of how you can position this message as a newsworthy item. So I'm saying, recently a lot of discussion is happening about the topic. For this example, I use the messenger bots, and I'm asking whether they're interested or not. So that some of them will say they're interested. Those people who are interested, now I'm going to talk about the event. Those who say, yes, I'm interested, I'm giving them two options, yes and no. For yes, I'm interested, I'm saying, the bot is saying, great, I'm doing a Facebook Live about this topic on, let's say today is, what is it? Today's 1st April. Didn't realize this is April Fool's Day. Okay, so I'm gonna say like the event is happening tomorrow. I'm doing a Facebook Live about this topic on Monday, April 2nd, 11 a.m. PST. Would you like a reminder when I go live? Again, yes and no, two options, right? Those who say yes, basically what you want to do is those who say yes, you want to capture that information, right? You want to tag those people that they want the reminder, because unless you tag them, you won't know who to send the actual reminder, right? So what I did was I sent them a message that awesome, you're all set. I'll send you a reminder a few minutes before the event starts. And then I added a tag, right? So let me show you the way to add the tag is I'm going to delete, go here, edit this message. I just send the message first, then I add a tag. It doesn't matter, you can do it reverse. You can add the tag first and then send the message. Doesn't matter. So I just clicked on that box that opens this window, editor window, message editor. And here, what I want to do is I don't want to give any more buttons, right? This is just like a confirmation message. We are saying that you are all set. I registered your request to remind you. So there's the text message, but now we need to define an action. If you remember, what we are trying to do here is define an action, because tagging or labeling is one of the action item. So how do you, after sending the message, how do you take action? One way to do that is this. Send this message and then select this continue to another step. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll see this box. Check that, continue to another step, and then choose next step, right? So we want the next step to be the action, perform actions, and it'll open this actions window. Click on that, then here click plus action, add tag, and I already have defined a tag, right? If there is no tag defined, you can just type in here and click, it'll create a new tag. You don't have to separately create a new tag. So I see that needs event reminder is the tag I want. This is the people who have said yes, so I'm going to click that. And that's it. Now those people who said yes, those people who said yes to interest and who said yes to reminder, I have tagged them as needs event reminder, which I'm going to use later on. Those people who said no, I just send the message, I understand. Here are the event details one more time. Those people these are the people who said yes to the subject matter. They are interested in the topic, but they didn't want the reminder. So I would still send them the details, right? I would still send them the details one more time, so that, you know, if they are interested, they can join without the reminder on their own if they can, right? So, and you don't have to, but that's a good practice. We are all busy. People need reminders. People, you need to follow up. You need to send reminders. We don't do enough because we feel we don't follow up with people. We don't repeat things because we feel we'll annoy people. We'll do too much. But in reality, for most of the time, we don't do enough. We are all busy. Sometimes we are interested. Unless the person say that stop talking, I would say follow up and send the remind them again, or repeat instructions, repeat details. Do that. Here are the details one more time. Facebook Live, Monday, April 2nd, 11 a.m. Topic, mention the topic, means it's Facebook Live, when it is, and what's the topic, right? I'm just mentioning that. That is it. And you don't have to. So now those who said yes, we tag them, so we know how to separate them. And given that we tagged who said yes, we can separate people who said no. We don't have to do anything extra. As you can see here, I have added a tag to those who said no. I've added an explicit tag, a label, no event reminder. you don't have to do that, because if you have tagged just one half, so there's a group of people, part of the group wants reminder, the other part doesn't want reminder. As long as you tag one of the groups, you can figure out the other group, because you'll remove the people who has the tag, right? You don't have to do two tags. You can get away with one tag. But I like to explicitly tag all parts of the group, because sometimes it can be helpful, and as I do more videos, hopefully I'll show you a case where that might be helpful. But in this case, in a simple scenario, you don't need that. But anyways, I'm showing you I did that here, and that is it. This broadcast is over, right? Now, this was just the reminder setting broadcast. When the actual event happens on April 2nd, 11 a.m., you need to send the actual reminder broadcast. Hopefully you are following along with me. I don't know whether it's making sense or not. If it's not, ask me and I will go over that again. So what you want to do is, as much as you can, you want to schedule the broadcast, right? Because I don't know when you might be managing bot for someone else. That's what I do. So I get into that situation all the time. If it's your own bot and if you have time, maybe you can, right before the event starts, you can go and send the reminder, but I don't recommend that. You want to set up, as much as you can, you want to set up the reminder in advance and schedule them so that it just happens. So that's what I will show you here, and there's a caveat that I'll talk about that. So that this broadcast that's going to go one day prior to the event, you can just do send now. It is a subscription broadcast. Remember, we talked earlier, there are 3 types of broadcasts: subscription, promotional, and follow-up. In subscription broadcast, you cannot sell, you cannot promote, you cannot have advertisement, right? You can't even promote your event. Even if it's free, you can't, in my opinion. And several people agree with me, several experts, that you shouldn't do that. So the first message, because of that, the way we structured our broadcast was that we didn't promote the event right off the bat. First, we asked whether they were interested or not. We kind of we positioned the first message newsworthy. And I'm going to repeat that because that's very important. So if you've been watching videos, you'll get tired of that. But it's so important, it's worth repeating several times. And promotional broadcast, you can only send if user was active within prior 24-hour window, then you can send them promotional broadcast, right? The follow-up broadcast is after the promotional broadcast window is over, 24 hours, you have one more opportunity, one more chance to send the follow-up broadcast, which could contain promotional material in it. So I would just normally send this, right? Assuming at least I would schedule about 1 hour prior to the event, right? I don't have to, I can schedule that broadcast. Now let me show you the actual broadcast that I will schedule. The broadcast that will send the actual reminder. This broadcast will be scheduled to be sent right few minutes before the event. So I'm gonna hit new broadcast, and so here I'm gonna say, so we are going to make sure that this broadcast happens within 24 hours of previous broadcast, right? Whatever we sent yesterday, you want to schedule it so that it's within that 24 hour. Although it can be outside 24 hour because we have that 24+1 rule. So because this is a promotional broadcast, right? In this broadcast, we are saying, hey, this is your reminder, come join my event. So it is definitely a promotional broadcast. I'm gonna say, hey, personalization, hey, first name. You ask for the reminder of Facebook Live I'm doing in a couple of minutes about Messenger bots. Whichever you can word it, you want to be simple, straightforward here, right? No kind of beating the bush. Send them. Here is your reminder, and so ideally you want to give them the link where they should go, right? What kind of event? If it's a webinar, you want to send them to the webinar page. If it's a Facebook Live, you want to send them to the Facebook Live. You want to grab a Facebook Live link and you want to put it in here. So the thing is, if you're scheduling this in advance, you won't have the Facebook Live link necessarily, unless you're using the Facebook Live scheduling tools. You know, there are ways we can schedule Facebook Live in advance and then we have the link available. So I recommend that if you are doing Facebook Live and if you are using the broadcast message for reminding people for Facebook Live, grab that and use it here. And in a separate video, I think we'll do that. I'll show you. But anyways, I'm mentioning here that you tell them this is your reminder, click the link below to join, right? And then I'm here, I'm gonna mention the event. I'm gonna talk about the event. So the button title have a limitation. It has to be within certain characters only. So you want to be aware of that, because you can't write like long button messages. But you do want to the button title should be a strong call to action. Means you wanna again incentivize to click the button. So join FB Live, and then I would go and do I'll put the link here. I'm just gonna put a dummy link here, because in basically you want to put the link to the event here, right? So I did that. Now I'm gonna go next. So here is the thing, that broadcast message you're not sending to everyone, right? You're not sending to everyone. So you want to select the targeting, because this will only go to people who were tagged as event reminder, right? So I clicked on condition under targeting, and then I'm gonna select tag, and I'm gonna select tag is needs event reminder, right? That's my condition. I want this message to go to only people for whom the tag is needs event reminder. Okay, so that's what I set up, and I'm going to schedule for later. It was 2nd April in our example, 11 a.m. Pacific time. So this time is local time, your time zone. My time zone is Pacific. So just to kind of clarify, when scheduling and sending broadcast, you want to be careful with the times, right? Because everyone is going to receive the broadcast at the same time, and if you're scheduling something especially, you want to be aware of the time zones. You want to select the right time zone. You don't want the broadcast to go after the event is over, basically. So I scheduled that time zone setting, send the same time, right? This is an event, so it has to be, it's a live event, so the broadcast has to go out at the same time. Notification is regular push. I stick to regular push. Sometimes it'll make sense for us to do other ones. It's going to be just one message, right? So regular push and one regular are going to be the same. There aren't like back-to-back more messages, so we can stick with the regular push. If you want to know the details, I covered it in one other Facebook Live, and then you can comment here and then I can point you to that specific one. Anyway, so we are all set. It's scheduled, and it'll go at the scheduled time, basically. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that is useful, and that's one way you can use broadcast messages. In future, I'm hoping that we'll kind of cover other cases, other strategies of how you can use broadcast messages. So if you have any questions, any comments, please, if you're watching this replay, please say hello in comments. I would greatly appreciate if you give me your feedback, what you want to learn. If you want to learn something specific about messenger bots, let me know. And we are almost at 26 minutes, so I'll stop now. Just to reiterate quickly, what we covered today was I showed you how to use broadcast messages for live events like webinar, Facebook Live, if you want to invite people, how you can do that in a two-step process. I recommend you try two-step process. Give people a chance to set reminders, because if you remind people regarding an event, that will increase the attendance to the event. If you don't remind, then people may or may not remember that to join. So the reminder at appropriate time is important. You don't want to send like too early a reminder and then forget about it. You want to send about when you are going to start the event. You want to send like very close to that. Anyway, so that's for today. Again, this is Samir with Chatbot Marketing Center. We talk messenger bots here. If you're watching this replay, I appreciate your time, and I will see you soon. Normally, I try to go live 2 p.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Pacific time every day. And yeah, I might skip some days, but the goal is to go live every day. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific time, and see you. Bye.